Hello, my name is Sheila. My presentation is about the University of Queensland's response to COVID-19 pandemic. The presentation will be divided into three parts. First is the overview of the crisis and the managing organization, then stakeholder mapping and impact, and the last is crisis timeline and responses and recommendations. So let's start with the first part. Since first being recorded late last year in China, the COVID-19 coronavirus has spread around the globe and put the world in an unprecedented crisis. As per 12 October, there were at least 37 million confirmed cases in 188 countries, and more than 1 million deaths were being recorded. The impact of this global pandemic is not only in the scope of public health, but also the economy, business, industries, governments, society, including education sector. International education is one of Australia's largest export industries, and it's worth more than $37 billion per year to the economy. Therefore, the closure of Australia's borders and subsequent loss of international students has impacted many Australian universities' finances, including the University of Queensland. UQ estimated losses between 240 up to $480 million due to a decrease in international student numbers as a result of lockdowns and international travel ban. COVID-19 pandemic is not only affecting UQ as an institution, but also its stakeholders. The figure demonstrates UQ stakeholders and it is divided into four: enabling, functional, diffused, and normative stakeholders. The figure also shows stakeholder segmentations into primary, secondary, and internal and external, as shown by the colors. Enabling stakeholders are those who have some control and authority over the organization, such as board of directors and federal and state governments. Functional stakeholders are those who make the organization work and are divided between input functions that provide labor and resources, such as employees and suppliers, and output functions that consume the products or services. In UQ case, it is the students. Normative stakeholders are associations or groups which share values or common interests with the organization. For example, competitors, research institutions, and research funding institutions. Diffuse stakeholders are those who are linked indirectly to organization and often arise in times of a crisis. For example, media, community groups, special interest groups such as alumni. Employees as functional, primary, and internal stakeholders arguably are the most affected by the pandemic. Job and salary cuts are imminent, and another issue is the additional workload during online learning. The second most affected stakeholders group unquestionably is the students as the customer of the university. Students might experience a lower level of engagement and demotivation in the early transition of online learning, not to mention the possibility of having psychological distress. The government and community as UQ primary stakeholders are also affected by the pandemic. The loss of international student income faced by UQ may affect the number of unemployment rate in Queensland as thousands of people in the state rely on universities for a job. As per June 2020, the state's unemployment reached 12% and around 168 Queenslanders lost their jobs due to the pandemic. Similarly, this situation could also be affecting the community, especially the local businesses and student accommodations. The figure in the slide shows the crisis management phase according to Coombs. The crisis is divided into three phases. They are pre-crisis phase, crisis response phase, and post-crisis phase. Pre-crisis phase is the prevention steps that are designed to reduce known risks that could lead to a crisis. In UQ case of COVID-19, the indicators were overseas cases of COVID-19 and WHO announcements of a global health emergency on late January. In this phase, UQ's actions include set up a website to provide advice and information about the supports available at UQ, informing the students about the current situation in Australia regarding travel and health restrictions, informing the students about adjustments made by the university for impacted students, and offer study options for the impacted students. The next phase is the crisis response phase. It is what management does and says after the crisis hits. In UQ case of COVID-19, this phase was marked by the emergence of COVID-19 cases in Australia and particularly in UQ. The media coverage on COVID-19 cases in UQ were also intensified. UQ's responses were include acknowledging the situation and providing students with COVID-19 updates and study options, close the campus and moving to online delivery, increasing supports for students, and design UQ's safe return to campus roadmap. The last phase is the post-crisis phase. In this phase, the organization is returning to business as usual. This phase indicated by Queensland relaxation of restrictions. UQ's actions include implementing UQ COVID Safe Guide, offering free study modes for students such as internal, external, and flexible delivery, and also UQ offering tuition fee rebate for eligible students. Lessons learned from UQ's response to COVID-19 are: UQ use of bolstering strategy was considered effective in improving relationships with stakeholders and protecting the university's reputation. Informing and adjusting information as part of bolstering strategy can be enough in a crisis like COVID-19, where organization has minimal attribution of crisis responsibility. UQ needs to strengthen their internal communication and develop various ways to streamline crucial information and decision to their employees. This is the end of my presentation. Thank you.